This is my path, my journey. I'm willing to explain it all to you guys. No holding back anything. I just hope you're ready for the experience, and I just hope you can handle it.
Why do you pay attention to those who do not serve you? Why do you pay attention to things that do not serve you? I'm making this video because honestly, like I was sitting here thinking, there's a lot of people, and I used to do the same thing. So I'm not saying that I'm any different. I just choose to be different now. But there are a lot of people who pay so much attention to the negative to the point where it consumes them completely. And I think that when you pay attention to the negative, you will become what you pay attention to. That old saying, you are what you eat, you are what you consume. I think what we consume is much deeper than what we eat. I think what we consume is everything, from the things we watch to the things we listen to the things we pay attention to the things we eat. Everything. We are consuming everything. So the way I look at it is this. Self-discipline is very important, because without self-discipline, you will literally get lost you'll literally get lost inside of the rabbit hole. You'll get lost in there if you don't have self-discipline. You'll get lost if you don't have direction, if you don't have a clear vision of where you need to go. You will get lost inside of the isness. Now, getting lost is part of the path. We're bound to get lost on the path because you need to get lost to find yourself. But I think that once you find yourself and know who you are, and you know yourself, that's all that matters. Because once you know yourself, that means that you know why your behaviors are the way you are. It means many different things. But I think knowing where you come from and why you are the way you are is key to being able to change the way you are. Because if you know that you're the way you are because your parents raised you a certain way, and then they made you think a certain way, so now you believe that same thing, then boom, you know exactly where it came from. So therefore, you can go back in your mind to that time and place, and you can change yourself from there on out. You don't have to be that same person anymore. But I think that a lot of people think, it's like, all right, so they let go of their past. They let go of the bullshit. They let go of the shit, and they're like, yo, I want to be a different person. I don't want to be the person my parents molded me to be. I want to be a different person. But they lack self-discipline, so they end up consuming the same things that end up forming them back into the person they used to be. So it's like, if you're saying I'm gonna be a different person, and you're let's say you're talking different, let's say you're thinking different, but let's say you're not doing anything different, it's not gonna make much of a difference. You need to begin to change your daily behavior. Changing the daily mindset is first. If you change your daily mindset, the daily behavior will begin to change as well. As long as you make actions with the mindset, with the new mindset. A lot of times our body is in like a autopilot, where it's like just continuously doing what it's used to do. What it's used to doing is it's used to not, let's say if you wanted to work out in the morning, your body's used to not working out in the morning. It's used to not doing that. So you have to force yourself up to get up and do that. And for me, I've started a morning routine that keeps me going every single day. And like my morning routine is basically like, as long as I do, in my mind, it's like, as long as I do my 50 push-ups in my morning, I'm fine. That's something that will make me feel accomplished. But my morning routine is becoming much more than just 50 push-ups every morning. It's becoming 50 push-ups, reading an audiobook while I'm doing my stretches, my little meditations, my little and my little push-up, my push-ups. It's like, and also I have dumbbells where I just lift up my arms like this to exercise my shoulder blades and my shoulders muscles, whatever. But it's like, I listen to motivational shit or audiobooks. Usually Evan Carmichael, because usually his Espresso series is like usually on in the morning. So like I usually catch that in the morning, or if he hasn't dropped one of those, maybe I'll catch some Tom Bilyeu or some Gary Vaynerchuk. Recently I've been reading a week ago, 2 weeks ago now, I finished Evan Carmichael's book, Your One Word. I finished the audiobook. And now I'm on to Grant Cardone's 10X audiobook. And it's like, before that, I listened to The Psychedelic Experience by Timothy Leary. And then before that, it was True Hallucinations by Terence McKenna. But what I'm saying is I've adapted these into my life because I'm forcing myself to do something different. If I was on Facebook scrolling through, consuming nonsense and garbage and these dumb fuck memes and these dumb fuck videos that so many people would be making, that's just nonsense. And it's like, and then I don't know, I just don't have time for that. That's what I tell myself. I tell myself that it's nonsense. I tell myself I don't got time for it. I tell myself that, I just don't have time for that shit. So I schedule my days now to, like, my mornings are basically scheduled to the point where I have a certain schedule and morning routine. I'm trying to turn my morning routine into a daily routine where I have certain things I do during the day, because I'm trying to write in my book every single day. And when that's done, I'm going to record the audiobook for it. But it's like, I have all these plans and shit, and I'm trying to get done with my book by next spring. And it's like I'm just doing so much that it's like I have enough self-discipline to do what I'm doing. Everyone talks about what they want to do, but then it's like you talk about how, and then it's like so many people talk about how, oh, they don't have the money to do something. And I'm telling you, there's probably very few people out there that'll watch this video that have less money than me. Because honestly, I got my money right now, shit. 26, 27. I got $27 to my name. And I don't give a fuck. I'm not, the money will come in the future. The money will come as the path goes on, as things go on. Money will come, but money does not define me as a human being. Money does not define me. So therefore, lack of money does not define me. What defines me is my motivation and my dedication to keep fucking pushing even when I have no money. To keep fucking pushing even when all shit looks like it's gonna fail. I keep on pushing anyways. Take those risks because take educated risks, but at the same time, it's like you ain't getting nowhere if you ain't taking risks. You're not getting anywhere. You're gonna stay right where you're at. And if you're in a very comfortable situation, it's going to be very hard for you to even want to get out of that comfortable situation. So that's why it's like, I don't give a fuck, because I'm in an uncomfortable situation in life, which is why I'm able to upload every day. Which is why I'm able to, write in my audiobook and, write in my book, read an audiobook a day, only consume, educational things. I only consume science, philosophy. I'm trying to learn rocket science right now. The things you could learn on the internet is astounding. So I feel like we should take advantage of that. We live in a day and era where you do not need college anymore. Unless you want to be a doctor, a fucking scientist, or a mathematician, therapist, things like that. Yeah, you got to go to college. But if you want to start your own business, you could do that now. If you're 16 years old, you could start your own fucking business nowadays. This is the beauty of the world we live in today. Take advantage of it. And the information is so available to us right now, it's insane. It might not be like this forever with censorship of the internet and all this other shit. So take advantage of the information being available now while it's still there. Instead, most people just scroll through Facebook, laughing at these dumb fuck memes. And it's like, you could be consuming deep quote memes. Like, there's a lot of memes out there that have deep ass fucking quotes. They have dope ass, inspirational shit, right? And I think that what we choose to consume, it's up to you. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say you need to cut out watching TV like I do, and you need to self-discipline like I do, and you need to do this and this like I do. No, because I don't want anyone to be me. I want everyone to be themselves. So if you are completely happy and comfortable with yourself, that you only consume things on Facebook and you don't create much on Facebook, or if you're, on social media and all you do is consume and you don't create and put out, and you're fine with that, that's fine. If you're genuinely happy, then live your motherfucking life and be happy, and look at me and say, who gives a fuck what you say, Mark? It doesn't fucking matter, because I'm happy as fuck, and I am happy for you, genuinely. But I know that there are a lot of people like me that are out that are not necessarily happy with where they're at. And like, this is where people mistake, I feel like, happiness. They mistake shit, right? Because they don't understand. They don't understand anything else besides their point of view from life. So let me explain my point of view. It's probably different than yours. And my point of view is this, that a lot of people don't understand that life is a paradox. So it's like, I'm probably the happiest motherfucker in the world right now, but I'm also probably one of the most miserable motherfuckers in the world right now. It's the paradox of life. I think that I'm happy as fuck with knowing... See, for me, I'm happy as fuck knowing that I put my all into chasing my dreams. I dedicate my life to it. I don't want to do anything else. That's why I say I'm the happiest person alive, because I don't want to do anything else. This makes me genuinely happier than anything I could fucking ever do in my entire life. Making music, making these videos, writing this book that I'm writing, listening to audiobooks, learning about quantum physics and quantum mechanics, and learning about psychedelic philosophy from other psychedelic philosophers, learning about psychedelics through my own personal experiences with psychedelics, gaining this deep connection with the plants, by using plants and herbs. The way that I live my life is just the way that I live my life. I couldn't imagine living it any other way, because it would fucking make me miserable. This is the reason why, I'm okay right now. I'm okay, being at the bottom. That's fine, because being at the bottom teaches me. It self-disciplines me. It forces me into an evolution. You need to force yourself into an evolution. People think that change is just gonna knock at their front door and say, hey, I'm here. No, change is something you must fucking force on yourself. Because if you don't force it on yourself, it will not be a permanent change. It'll be a temporary change. And temporary changes look good, but, they're not. It's just temporary. And, to have a absolute evolution, I think that you need to do something that completely shatters your paradigm. Which, if your natural way of living is to wake up and watch Netflix, wake up and scroll through social media, wake up and do this, then maybe you should start waking up and making content. Instead of scrolling through Facebook, upload a few posts or a few memes to Facebook and then get the fuck off of Facebook. And then go back on Facebook in a few hours to check to see if there's any comments or whatever the fuck you want to do on there. But, don't spend the most of your time doing it. People always say they're bored. It's because they don't... It's like, what the fuck are you doing? People are bored, that's why they scroll through Facebook. Well, they say they want to do so much, then how the hell could you be bored? How could you be bored if you say you want to do A, B, and C, but you've only tried A, and you never even tried B or C, but yet you're bored, so you're on Facebook. Get the fuck up and try B and C. Get the fuck up and finish A. Get the fuck up. I feel like this is the shit that I tell myself, right? I tell myself that, this is what I was born to do. We were not born to be comfortable. If we were born to be comfortable, the Creator would have gave us no fucking legs. The Creator would have gave us no free will. The Creator would have gave us nothing, because then we would be able to do nothing. But since we can do anything we want, that's the issue. Some people want to be comfortable. Some people don't want. Some people just want nothing. They just want to sit down and watch Netflix because they're so exhausted with the Western way of living. And in that case, step the fuck away from the Western way of living. Quit your goddamn job. Go, if your wife and husband is making you miserable, fucking leave them. Everyone talks about how, what to do when your husband or wife is making you miserable, or what to do when you're at a job that you hate and you're stuck there and there's nothing you can do and you just want to leave, and then what to do? What do you mean? You know what to do. get the fuck up and walk out and tell your boss I'm leaving. I'm out. Bye. If you know, it's the same thing with a wife or a husband or a family or whatever. You have the choice to walk away from whatever you want to do. You have the choice to do whatever you want to do. You have the choice. Like, you could start a $100,000 company with $500. With $500. People say they don't have enough, but you always have enough. You know, I heard Tom Bilyeu say this, that people say they lack resources, but really they just lack the resourcefulness. They're not resourceful. It's not that you don't have enough resources, it's that you're not resourceful enough. It's that you don't know how to take nothing and make something. Because you have to, if you're at the bottom and you're starting from nothing, from zero, from the ground up, you have to build the foundation in order to build everything else. So it's like, if you don't have a foundation to stand on, you must build that foundation to stand on. And I think that in order to build that foundation, you must build yourself some character. You must build yourself some self-discipline. You must build yourself some self-love and self-respect, because do you respect yourself? People always talk about you must have self-love. Well, I think you need self-love, self-discipline, and self-respect. And most people do not have self-respect because they're working a job that, that puts them down. That they're working a job that is degrading. They're like, there's so many people that will, like, for example, I'm gonna use this as an example before I leave. Yesterday, so I'm in a situation where, like I said, I have very little fucking money, and dude owes me for some, because I sell Kratom, and dude owed me for some Kratom, and I was basically saying, like, he's kind of played me the last 2 times. He said he needed, such and such amount. He gave me $10 less than what he's supposed to give me, not telling me, just kind of sneaking me the money, giving the package, and then I'll look at the money, and then he'll be gone, and then I'll be $10 short. Happened twice. Yesterday, he came to me trying to demand that I lower my prices, demand that I do this, and this. He tried saying, I always up the price when I haven't changed the price in like 4 or 5 months. It's just he tried to basically say whatever, because he knows the situation I'm in. So he knows that it's like, $20 to me is like $2,000 to most people out there right now. That's how serious my situation is in life. So this dude was trying to take advantage of that. I have too much self-respect, right? So what I told him when he was trying to demand that I lower the price for him because he's such and such a good customer, and basically he was saying that if I hire the price one more time, $5 more, that he's gonna have to not fuck with me anymore. So basically he was trying to give me an ultimatum and force me into giving him the lower price because he knew the situation I was in. You know what I told him? I said, I refuse. And no, this is why I said exact words. If I could look it up, I wish I could pull it up on my phone while I'm recording this, but I can't. But what I said, almost exact words, was, I refuse. I said, I would rather starve than take money from someone who's going to disrespect me like that. And most people do not have self-respect enough for that. They do not have the self-respect that so many people would disobey their morals in their mind just to get money. They'll do something that makes them feel like shit just to say they have thousands of dollars that they can do whatever with, just for that comfortability. And I'm sorry, like, I'm so real when I say I would rather starve than do something for money that breaks my moral code. And I'm not gonna be backed into a corner and be like, it's like, now I have no choice. No, fuck that. I do have a choice. I choose to starve over do what you're telling me to do. And you know what happened? You know what happened in that conversation? He ended up apologizing. And he ended up saying sorry that he was the way he was and whatever, because at that point he realized, you cannot influence me to fucking break my morals. You cannot influence me to disrespect myself. So I think that people need to look at this like, While you're wasting time on Facebook, you're disrespecting yourself. While you're wasting time worried about... Now, yes, there's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the world. There's a lot of fucked up shit. But if we pay attention to all the fucked up shit, then we won't even be paying attention to the good shit. The news has us brainwashed. News companies, they do the same. Like, they have society brainwashed where it's like society now, like, is like addicted to negative news. So it's like they spend all their day looking up negative news, and they think they're doing themselves something good. They think that they're preparing themselves for the world that they live in. Really, you're just brainwashing yourself to think that that's all the world is. Now, you could do it on the opposite end. You could brainwash yourself to think the world is great. But regardless, you have to be realistic. See, for me, I do brainwash myself to be like, no, I'm going to be dedicated, motivated, because brainwashing yourself is like I force myself to watch only educational things, motivational things, philosophy things, deep psychedelic things, reading audiobooks, writing my book, making music, making beats, making these videos, doing, this and that. And this is what I'm self-disciplined, forcing myself to do because it's what must be done. Because if not, I will consume the garbage and I will become the garbage. So I refuse to become what the society is trying to mold me into. And I'm going to mold myself into what I want to be. Because that's what's happening. Either you're molding yourself or someone else is molding you. So you need to look in the mirror and realize I need to mold myself. Because if not, someone else is already doing that to me. And it's that old saying that Terrence said, that it's like, if you don't have a dream, you become part of someone else's dream. And it's like, that is so real. So, get yourself a dream and chase that shit. Focus on it. Self-discipline. It is not bad to be on social media. I'm on social media. I do a lot of things on social media. I live like 50% of my life through the internet, through social media, and I'm always in front of a loading screen, either loading, trying to, upload or download or load or save or this. Like, I'm half in a computer at all times, so I understand the evolution of the world. But at the same time, I only consume things that benefit me. I do not consume things that destroy me. It makes no sense. It's just about self-discipline and, self-control. And do you have enough self-control and self-humility? Do you have humility enough to, to be okay with the fact that, you might not know what all this other shit... Because I don't know what Fortnite is. I don't know what Elf on a Shelf is. I don't know what any of these memes and shit are. I don't know what the fuck's going on with any of that. I know what's going on with the technology, evolution of the world, AI, cryptocurrency, psychedelic advances in psychology, psychedelic advances in the mind with deep traveling through dimensions. And I keep up to date with many psychedelic philosophers and psychonauts through the internet and shit. And it's like I learn a lot from shamans through the internet. And, I don't know. So I just think that self-discipline is key. So watch what you consume because you become what you consume. Much love, everyone. Peace out. If you made it this far, you're fucking amazing. So yeah, thank you guys. Peace out.